Grimora.
I moved into an apartment building in downtown Cleveland at the beginning of winter. The building was 12 floors high and overlooked Lake Erie from the north side. My unit was on the top floor, facing the water. The manager said it was one of the quietest rooms in the building. The windows were large, taking up most of the wall in the living area. From the couch, I could see the whole lake and the streetlights along the shoreline. The first week passed without anything unusual. I worked late shifts at a logistics office, so most days I returned home after midnight. The hallway lights were always low at that hour. The elevator moved slowly, and the sound of the machinery carried through the shaft in dull vibration. My apartment stayed cold from the wind off the lake, even with the heat running. On my 7th night in the building, something changed. At 1:03 a.m., I noticed a shape at the edge of the window while I sat on the couch reading. At first, it looked like the reflection of my lamp, blurred by the glass. But the shape did not match the lamp or my position. It remained still, as though someone stood outside the window looking in. I lived on the 12th floor. There was no balcony, no ledge, nothing to stand on. I sat still and looked directly at the glass. The shape disappeared slowly, fading into the reflection of the dark lake. I assumed it was nothing more than light distortion from the street below. I turned off the lamp and went to bed without thinking further. The next night, at the exact same time, 1:03 a.m., I saw something again in the reflection, this time clearer. A face pressed close to the glass from the outside. Pale skin, wet hair hanging forward, covering most of the forehead. I could not see the eyes clearly through the distortion, only the shape of them behind strands of hair. The face stayed motionless for several seconds, then faded into the night like the surface of the window had fogged and then cleared. When I turned on the lamp and went close to the glass, the window remained dry. The night outside was calm and the lake surface still. No wind, no rain, no condensation. On the third night, the face returned again at 1:03 a.m., but closer than before. I could see the water running down the skin. Small droplets slid from the chin and left faint marks on the glass, then disappeared. The eye on the left side became visible for a moment through the hair. It did not blink. It remained fixed directly toward mine. I stepped back slowly without turning away from the window. The face stayed still. Then it lowered slightly, like the head tilted downward in slow motion. The hair shifted, and a faint outline of the mouth became visible, slightly open. Water gathered at the corner of the lips, and for a moment I thought I heard the sound of it falling. Then the face vanished again. I left the living room and stood in the hallway. The silence inside the apartment was complete. No heating noise, no pipes, no traffic from the street below. The quiet felt heavy and dense. The next morning, I asked the building manager if any maintenance work was planned on the exterior. He said no one worked outside the windows because the building had no balcony attachments and no suspended scaffolding. He mentioned that no one ever opened the exterior windows because they were sealed for safety. He did not ask why I wanted to know. He only said that no one could reach the outside of the 12th floor windows under any circumstance. That night, I turned off all the lights at 1 o'clock and sat on the floor facing the window. At 1:03 a.m., the face appeared again, closer, the eye fully open and fixed directly into mine, the mouth slightly wider, water sliding from the chin steadily. The tapping returned, slow, 5 taps, Then silence. A voice spoke from the glass. Quiet, flat, calm. It said, "My name." The sound traveled through the window without distortion, as if spoken from inside the room. When I stepped backward, the face did not fade. It remained, waiting.